I welcome unpopular opinions about my favorite books. Also me. Can someone come get this knife out of my back because I have been backstabbed? What up, reader fam? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm getting roasted. Roasted, toasted, roasted, toasted, roasted, toasted. I stole this video idea from my buddy Katrina from over at Little Book Owl. I will leave a link down below in the description to her video. I went over on my Instagram at jessethereader if you want to follow me. Asked you guys to have a little roast fest over my favorite books, and today I'm going to be reacting accordingly. A little disclaimer before we get into the video. Obviously, I just want to say that the sass I fling back to these roasts are not to be taken seriously. I always welcome unpopular opinions, and your feelings on my favorite books are valid. We welcome the roast. We bask in it. We feel the heat. We feel the burn. But for humor's sake, I might pass some sass your way. Just don't take it too seriously and let's have a good old time. Without further ado, let's get roasted. How can I roast your favorite books when they're my favorite too? Ah, shucks. And to that I say, you deserve rights. Okay, I know you guys wanted actual roasts. You want to see me in pain with heart-striking opinions. I might have picked that one out because I know that I'm about to be bombarded with book blow after book blow. I thought perhaps it might soften the blow a little bit, but I'm not so sure about that. Okay, puts book on the barbecue. Now how would you like it roasted? I like a well-rounded roast. Give me some of that heat, but don't full on burn it. Okay, let's get to the actual book roasting. I'm just over here avoiding the roast, because I know it's gonna hurt my book-loving soul, and I am not prepared. Somebody help me. Miss Pigeon's Home for Creepy Kids reads like how moths smell. I've actually never heard of that book, and I've also never had the desire to run after a moth, catch it, and smell it. So I don't even know what a moth smells like. Maybe they smell good. Anyway, to each their own, I suppose. The way I honestly don't even know how to react to this. Like, what do I say to that? I'm sorry that my favorite book read the way a moth smells. If I could take that moth smell away and make it smell like a beautiful butterfly, I would. I would do that just for you. Kale is my fave, but Tower of Dawn was so boring. You baited me with that one, being like, Kale is my favorite. You tossed that line, I took the bait and got caught. Only to be hit with that, but Tower of Dawn was so boring. Any statement that is structured like that is bound to be a smack in the face. You say a positive thing, then enter a but, a B-U-T, not a B-U-T-T, and then you follow it up with a negative thing. It reminds me of when people apologize saying, I'm sorry, but, no, don't be adding no buts in there. A true apology doesn't have a but. Anywho, I can see why you might have thought that way about Tower of Dawn, especially because we're hit with a new perspective, and it almost felt like we were reading a book in a new series with a few characters that we're familiar with. I personally enjoyed it, but that's because Irene showed up and said, I'm a queen. Here are my queen receipts. She truly dethroned some of my favorite characters in that series, and now sits in a pretty high place in the fictional kingdom that rests in my heart. Crooked Kingdom is trash compared to Six of Crows. Oof, I low-key agree. I mean, hold up, wait a second. I don't think that Crooked Kingdom is trash by any means. Like, if Crooked Kingdom is trash, then what does that make me? I don't want to know the answer to that question, but for me personally, I've always seen Six of Crows as superior. Crooked Kingdom wasn't able to come in and overshadow Six of Crows in my opinion. It kind of stood in the limelight. Not necessarily a bad thing, but I wanted more of a show-stopping sequel. Don't get me wrong, it had its moments for me where I was like, wow, that was breathtaking. There goes my heart, do-do-do-do. I will not cry, I will not cry, I absolutely will cry. But again, in my mind, Six of Crows is the superior sibling. City of Bones, more like slow roasting bones. Now let me be clear here, I've never stated City of Bones as a favorite book. Never have, never will. In fact, I've always stated how it's my least favorite book in the entirety of the Shadowhunter Chronicles. So with that being said, I agree with the roast. I join you in this roast. That slow pacing deserves a good burn. Burn, baby, burn. That info dump when Hodge is explaining the whole world was when the engine stopped working for me. It took me like 3 or 4 times of me putting the book down to finally push myself through it. Miss Peregrine's is just X-Men but stupid kids. This comparison kills me. Because every time there's a story where a group of kids come together and they all have powers, people be like, it's trying way too hard to be X-Men and it can't be X-Men. Like, friends, there's room at the bookstore for more stories about kids with special abilities. Also, how dare you call my cinnamon roll children stupid? Imagine calling someone like Horace stupid. Style icon, prophetic dreamer. Horace might have been a bad example to prove my point here, because he's not the most flavorful character. You know who is Bronwyn, a girl with super strength who can lift anything in sight without hesitation, is a total softie and has a horrific backstory. Imagine going up to her and calling her stupid. She'd probably pick you up and chuck you out of sight. Again, your opinion is valid, but I'll just be over here in the corner crying, it's fine. Ugh, manga. I wouldn't even enter the world of it or even touch a manga book. I promise if you put your finger on a manga, it won't bite you. It might give you the bug to want to read manga, which is clearly the bug you need. Maybe you should touch a manga. Give it a try. I get that it's not for everyone, and I almost feel like when you first get into manga, it's like stepping into a whole new world, and not everybody is going to enjoy that world. And that's okay. That's alright. I'm personally in the love boat with manga. Cinder. How many times have we got that same old plot overused again and again and again? Cinderella, dressed in yellow, went outside to kiss a fella. Anybody else remember that jump rope bop? Anyway, valid. Cinder is not original in the slightest. And being frank here, I'm a little over Cinderella retellings. We have been there, we have done that, can we move on to bigger and better things? If you're a writer and you're watching this and you're currently writing a Cinderella retelling, keep writing that book. Don't listen to me, it's okay. Just for me personally, I'm a little bit over Cinderella retellings, but that doesn't mean you can't write that Cinderella retelling. You do what you want to do. All this to say, I still love Cinder. Those fictional characters are my fam bam. Honestly, can't remember if you've read The Sun Is Also a Star, but the romance was too insta-lovey and the writing style was horrid. My least favorite book ever. I really liked The Sun Is Also a Star, but it didn't really reach love level for me, and you want to know why? Insta-love. That for sure knocked it a full star. Writing style, on the other hand, it was right up my alley, so we disagree here. I need Nicola Yoon to pop out another book, because I eat up that writing style of hers. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I came for the creepiest YA could offer me, and I sat there bored. I will forever back the fact that the marketing for the book was crap. It is not a creepy book at its heart. I mean, sure, the whole hollow whites concept, yes, it's a bit creepy, but it does not drown the book in darkness. And yet the marketing for the book was like, it'll give you nightmares. It'll give you a bloody nose with how scary it is. You want a book that will make you feel like creepy creatures are following you? Then read it. Yeah, no. If anything, the book is about being different and finding people who accept your uniqueness. Hollow City was hollow. Classic case of sequel not living up to original. Sorry, bro. I love the fact that you put sorry in there as a way to soften the blow. But let me tell you, that blow was not soft served. It was hard hitting. Next time, just let the bulldozer do its work and drop the apology. I'm joking, just being dramatic as I do. I actually really understand why people don't love Hollow City. It takes the series in such a different direction. I mean, there are talking animals, and talking animals aren't for everyone. Even I was like, this is a bit jarring. But after rereading it over and over and over and over and over and over, you get the point. I appreciated it more and more. The Cruel Prince was horrible. It glorified bullying, and I hated the male protagonist. I get that, honestly, and the bullying still makes me uncomfortable thinking about it, especially because the things that went down are inexcusable, and I personally still don't like the jerk face that was behind it all. I get the past affecting him and the actions he commits, but it still doesn't take back what he did. The damage has been done. Miss Peregrine's is dumb, just like the cursed child. Hi, yes, the opinion has landed. All clear. Prepare for impact. The fact that you put them on the same level is sending me. I don't know what to say other than the fact that I respectfully disagree with you. Even though the respect part is a little difficult with this roast, because The Cursed Child is one of my least favorite books and Miss Peregrine's is one of my all-time faves, and in my opinion they're on two completely different playing fields. The Cursed Child did nothing for me and Miss Peregrine's did everything for me, and I know that that's a very personal reason to separate the two, but I'll take my reasonings and leave you with your thoughts. Red Queen is so cheesy it should be served melted on nachos. You're not wrong, but at least I like my nachos extra cheesy. This is another book that I don't really consider a favorite, but I still feel the need to defend it and be like, it's not as bad as y'all make it out to be. Some of y'all act like it landed on your bookshelf and spit all over your favorite books. But I feel like if I were to reread it today, I would be committing myself to a full-on cringe fest, so I get it. The Raven cycle feels like an infinite cycle of non-existent events. I haven't read the series as a whole, so I can't comment on it fully, but that first book had me wrapped around its finger. Not that books have fingers, but you get what I mean. All my boxes were checked. Friendship, check. Bits of magic, check. Interesting backstories, check. Unique writing, check. So for me, it ended up hitting nothing but net. A full-on swoosh. And a point on my favorite book scoreboard. Things to burn. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Things to actually burn. This roast. You're free to feel however you feel, but please don't burn books, especially my favorites. The fact that you still haven't finished the Heroes of Olympus series, the whole fandom is glaring at you. I said roast my favorite books, not me, but I'll take it. Roast me up, Buttercup. Fangirl is the most I'm not like other girls books to ever exist. That's honestly probably why I liked it. Is this a call out? The Illuminate files had way too many unnecessary details. I don't want to build a spaceship. It was just prepping you for the future in case you're ever in dire need of building a spaceship. Come on now, give it a little credit. I don't want to hear any complaints when the Earth hits its last last thread and we're all rushing to build a spaceship to get the heck off Earth. Then you'll be saying, thank you Illuminate for all that unnecessary crap that went right over my head. All that to say, I agree with this roast. I love Illuminate, but even I was like, there is so much unnecessary nothingness and it could have easily been edited out. But I digress. I still love you, boo. We were liars, more like we were spoiled little brats with zero maturity. That is correct. I mean, their family literally owned an island that they vacationed on. I'll smack a label on that and call it what it is right now. Spoiled, rich brats. Also, yeah, the maturity levels were at an all-time low. And yet I love that book and I will keep loving that book despite knowing that it ain't all that. Like, even I know it's overhyped and I still sit here adding to the hype pool. Alright guys, that's it for me reacting to your book roasts on my favorite books. I feel like I really went through it in this video and I need to go take a good old rest to decompress. Now, I have a challenge for you guys. I want you to take one of your favorite books and I want you to roast it in the comments. I personally believe that you can love a book and still roast the heck out of it, so have a little roast fest down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye.